We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 9:10 a.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 170% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot at 9:25 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump to these charts. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to the rip area today and back to the dip area within the volatility. If this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, back under a bear indicator here at the 533.50 level. And it's something to not ignore because we were under a bull indicator yesterday at 529.50. That's where multiple supports were trying to be held in the volatility as it dropped. And once it broke it, it completed the transition, and that bear indicator dominated all day. Now, it wasn't the only stock under a bear indicator. We also have the QQQ here at the open at 460. You have Tesla here at 181, and you also have Apple here under a bear indicator since yesterday at 192. We were watching that very closely as it was trying to hold itself up above 190, and it came all the way down slightly below the 187 level. And we also have here Netflix under a bear indicator at the open, and with one dominating since yesterday at the 649 level, and then today near 643, coming all the way down to lows here of 630 and fighting to hold itself up back up towards 635. So definitely not going to ignore how supports are trying to be held, but most of these stocks are under bear indicators, and if bull indicators do not pop up to cancel them, these bear indicators can continue to dominate within the volatility. Now, when we go ahead and zoom out on the SPY onto the 1 hour, we could see here a bear indicator popping up in the middle of the volatility into the open at 532.50. For the first time, that 531.50 resistance was broken through briefly. It went above 533, headed towards 534, and then sharply dropped back down. And a bear indicator popped up just $1 above that resistance at the 432.50 level, and a full transition from the rip area to multiple dip areas have happened here in the bigger picture. Now, if we also go ahead and look at this within the volatility of the 15-minute, a bear indicator popped up at the open at 533.30 level, and it dominated all day. It tried coming back up, pulling away from that dip area, and it continued to hit multiple dip areas within these charts. Now it's trying to pull back up, but to go ahead and continue its strength, inflows will need to follow. Bull indicator in the process to cancel this out, and then also continuing the transition into dark green and bright green bars. So that's going to be significant, and that's why we're going to pull up the inflow versus outflows and break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the SP500 index, with outflows dominating for most of the day. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 Vision with the inflow versus outflows, and you can receive and gain access to this as well. Check out the link down below in the description if you haven't already, to receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets, whether stocks are going up or going down. So first of all, we have a full transition here from the rip area to multiple dip areas. Outflow crossover dominating all day, and inflows did not start to pick up here until the end of the day and in the after hours. That slight jump that we have here so far, and for this to significantly reflect upwards into this chart and retest key resistance levels, these inflows will need to cross the midpoint, guys. That's going to be crucial going into tomorrow. I will be watching that and the rest of these after hours here on the 30-minute chart. Same thing with the 1 hour, right? Outflow started to dominate since the pre-market and into the open, dominated all day, hit outflows of negative 6.55, full transition from the rip area to multiple dip areas, and this is a level to not ignore here if it actually holds support going into tomorrow, and if these inflows can switch from red to green and start pushing up towards the midpoint. I will be watching that in the bigger picture as well. Now, when we zoom into the volatility of the 15-minute, it is trying very hard here for these inflows to pick up and hold, right? It tried it in the middle of the day. Outflows crossed over. It brought itself up from negative 4.8 all the way back up to negative 0.81. That's that slight jump here from 528 all the way up to 531, and quickly rejected. Once it switched, it never crossed over, and that's why things fell sharply, right? Because outflows all throughout that inflow process and trying to bounce still dominated. Pulled down, hit lows here of negative 6.1, and right now the inflows are really close to the midpoint here at negative 0.57. This is something to not ignore. If these outflows come back down, it can quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts and roll that weakness over into the 30-minute and 1 hour. And the first support is 525. Then below that, I'll be watching 523, and then comes the 521 level. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to cross the midpoint here, continue green, continue this staircase effect, and push up to retest key resistance levels, pull up the 30-minute with it as well, as it's really close to the midpoint, and start pulling up the 1 hour. And the first resistance is 528. Then above that comes 531, and then I'll be watching the 533 level. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them as they've slowed down here on the 1 hour. It's flat and needs to turn green and push up. The 30-minute really close to the midpoint, and the 15-minute is right there fighting, and once it crosses over, it could possibly start to reflect that strength into these charts. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the link down below to receive and gain the edge and clarity that you deserve, and let's make some money.